in your windshield, don't wait till they become a pain in your glass. Take it to the team at Glass Doctor of Fargo Moorhead. They look forward to serving you in our new Moorhead location.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your paint.
Weather and Ag in Focus on WDAY Radio.
And welcome to Weather and Ag in Focus. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Justin Storm with Ag Director Bridgette Readel. And Bridgette, you're on location again today. I believe you're down in South Dakota. Do you want to fill us in on what you got going on down there?
I would be happy to. Welcome to all of you from Watertown, South Dakota. I am here for the South Dakota Cattlemen's Association, their 75th annual meeting. And today is a day full of time to visit with producers, neighbors, and friends, as well as talk about policy initiatives and also take in some educational sessions while here. So they've got quite the agenda, Justin. I would say that there's a little something for everyone, if you will.
Yeah, and how are you? You enjoying your time down there as well? Everything seems to be going well.
There is never a slow time, it seems, in the ag industry, and this is absolutely no different. So here I get the opportunity to visit with folks from the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, but also South Dakota's Beef Industry Council, their checkoff, the South Dakota Soil Health Coalition, lots of vendors around, folks like Glacial Lake Energy, and I also see folks with all sorts of feed additives, tubs, decisions. We've got corral panels and chutes, and these guys like to have a little bit of fun. So later on tonight, there's going to be a roping contest in the midst of the reception, the welcome reception, and tomorrow night they have their president's auction to do a little bit of fundraising. So I don't think there's going to be much downtime in the next couple of days.
Are you going to be getting in on any of that? The what do you call it?
I'm pretty the roping.
Yes, the
I saw the setup. I saw the setup for this, and it's a little chute with a little roping calf that's going to come out. It runs on compressed air. I'll get some pictures of it for you, but I can guarantee you that I don't think I should be anywhere near a lariat. But if they'll let me ride that little roping dummy out of the chute, I'm all willing to do it. I think that'd be okay.
Yeah, I think that would be fun. Well, let's see. What do we got going on the program today? We got a few topics that we're going to try to get to this afternoon, and one of those is going to be Minnesota Soil Management Summit, cranberry production, as well as the NDAA kicks off today, and I'm not too familiar with what that one is. What is the NDAA, Bridgette?
So many meetings and things going on as of late, and the North Dakota Ag Association. Today is the first day of the Agribusiness Expo, and that is being held at the Avalon in Fargo. Normally, this is an event that's at the Fargo Dome, so you would see all sorts of equipment on the show floor if you were looking for a new sprayer, tractors, tillage equipment. And this year, they've downsized it because all trade shows are changing, and maybe that's a topic of conversation, what we see going on differently in farm shows these days. But as you look at what North Dakota Ag Association is going to do, they will have a smaller trade show area with less large equipment, but they will indeed still have all of the educational seminars, including the fact that if you are a commercial applicator in the state of North Dakota for pesticides, tomorrow you will be able to attend and get your recertification done. Nice to get that 8-hour class in one day done, so you can kind of move on to the next great thing. And that is indeed what's going to be happening up at the Avalon today and tomorrow. So if folks are coming to town, maybe you want to swing by, that's a place to go.
Yes, right on. That sounds great. And who are our guests going to be joining us? I believe you have one of our guests with you right now, but who are we going to be visiting with this afternoon?
Well, actually, one of our guests we had to move. So today my intention was to have Don Schiefelbein with us. He's from Kimball, Minnesota, and he is the most recent past national president of National Cattlemen's Beef Association. But that had to change, so hopefully we'll hook up with Don tomorrow. But that leaves us with our own stellar representative from North Dakota, Rose Wendal. She is from the Lemoore area, and she is Miss Agriculture USA. She is the second Miss Agriculture USA in a row, representing the state of North Dakota. So she is filling the shoes of Macy Weary, who was in that position last year. And I want to hear what Rose is doing and how this is working for her, how she is enjoying her year as Miss Agriculture USA and all the things that she gets to see and do. I think that'll be great.
Right on. That does sound great. And you're down in Watertown or around there. How's the weather down
I
there,
am.
Bridget? It looks like you guys are right around 40 degrees, give or take.
So the sun is shining, Justin. Tell me this is going to last for a while. And what about for all of you back home? What's it look like there?
Yes, it's looking fairly nice out there right now, and what a difference the snow is making. And you're probably thinking, well, what snow? There's barely any snow on the ground. Well, the little snow that there is plays quite a big role in what temperatures are, and there is a bit of snow up and down throughout the southern into the central valley and portions of Lakes Country. And in return, that's kept temperatures right around 30 to 34 degrees. But you go just a few miles to the west where more of that snow is burnt off. Castleton's at 38, and as you get out towards Jamestown, they're in the low 40s. So there is lots of warmer air out there, and once we start to melt a little bit more of that limited snow that is on the ground, we'll see our temperatures rising fairly quickly into the upper 30s and low 40s around the area. And like I said, a few of us are already in those low 40s west of the valley. It is a bit on the breezy side, though. We have wind gusting to about 20 miles an hour or so here in Fargo and 30 miles an hour just west of the valley. It will be breezy for the rest of today with a west-southwest wind around 10 to 25 miles per hour. But there'll be lots of sunshine to kind of make up for the breeze. Tonight, the wind will go lighter. It'll turn to the west-northwest between 5 and 15 miles per hour as temperatures level off right around 21 degrees. And we'll warm back to the low and mid 40s for your Wednesday afternoon. And it'll be partly cloudy tomorrow with a west wind around 10 to 15. And as we head towards the end of the week, we do introduce a slight chance for a few flurries or a brief burst of snow, somewhat similar to yesterday, but it'll be more confined in the northern valley and northwest Minnesota. I do suspect we'll probably see a few of those little isolated flurry bands pushing through the southern valley, but really not going to be much of more than a nuisance out there. I don't foresee any accumulation out of this outside of maybe a little bit of drifting in the early morning hours. Temperatures throughout your Thursday afternoon will be in the mid 30s, and we'll stay in the mid 30s on Friday before upper 30s and even a couple low 40s again for the upcoming weekend. After our little slight chance for a few flurries on Thursday, our next chance for a few brief snow showers will come on Sunday. And even that doesn't really look like it's going to be accumulating snow, just trace amounts up to maybe a light dusting for most of us. So all in all, Bridget, it's a pretty nice forecast, and there's good news in the extended forecast. Do you want to take a stab at what that might be?
It's going to be a lovely couple of weeks with not a lot of moisture. Maybe the wind will be down and seasonably warmer temperatures. Maybe not everybody wants to hear that, but am I close? Am I right?
You got most of that fairly spot on. We'll start next week
All
off a
right.
little on the cooler side, 20s and 30s. But once we get to Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and possibly even stretching into the weekend, I got above average temperatures flirting around 40 degrees. So warm weather is going to continue. There are a couple more minor systems that we'll track through. It looks like one on Monday that'll go south of us, more than likely, and another one on Thursday that I am going to be keeping my eye on. If that one may be able to bring a little bit of measurable or a light shovelable snow to some areas around our region, but it doesn't look like a full-blown storm or anything. Just one of those clippers that could deliver a couple to a few inches of snow for some people. But this standpoint right now, that far out, you just can't really tell exactly where that's going to line up or the exact strength until we get a few days closer to that event. So we'll just keep it on the back burner for right now. And next week, keep it in your mind. There may be something that could pose a little bit of travel implications for some of us. And Bridget, what are the odds that you're traveling around next Thursday?
They would be pretty high, actually, I believe. So
Of
I'm going to
course
want to
they
keep an
would.
eye on that. So, you're right. The LRC does a fabulous job of telling us exactly what's going on weather wise, especially in the future, right? So we can look ahead in it. If we just coincide that with my travel schedule, I think they are one and the same, to be perfectly honest. And
Basically,
speaking of that weather, next Tuesday, Justin, it's like your version of Christmas as a meteorologist, huh?
it is, and there's so much to get done between now and next Tuesday, and I don't know if you can tell in the voice. I'm kind of fighting off a bug right now, so I really haven't had the most energy to get a lot of things done. So it's going to be crunch time over this weekend for sure. We've been watching the LRC very carefully. I am fairly certain that it has set and beginning to reset now. So we'll be keeping an eye on that, and we'll have to do more in-depth analysis on the maps and all the other things that are going on to really figure out if and or when it has reset. It's not always a very what would you want to call it, evident thing to be able to determine. It takes a lot of analysis in the upper level maps to determine that. So that's what we'll be doing over the next couple days. And then on Tuesday, December 5th, that's our LRC seasonal outlook. We'll be able to tell you what what the rest of this winter is, and we'll touch into parts of spring for next year, so that way people can have an idea of what the growing season is going to look like. And we encourage anyone who has questions to either send those ahead of time to us at weather@flagfamily.com, or you can call in during the show live from 2 to 5 o'clock on the Jay Thomas Show right here on WDAY Radio, 970 AM, 93.1 FM, using the phone line, 701-293-9000, and that's the Red Wing Shoes line. You can use that to call us today if you have any questions or want to join in the conversation. Again, emails to the program, weather or ag@flagfamily.com. And we also have live chat boxes available on Facebook and YouTube Live. And you can also catch us over there on Acres TV. And thank you for all those that are watching us over on Acres TV as well as on Facebook and YouTube. Love to see the comments you guys send our way. We're going to take a short moment here. We're going to get caught up with the American Ag Network. And when we come back, we'll be joined with our guests. And again, that guest is going to be Rose Wendal, Miss Agriculture USA, right here out of North Dakota. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Livestock market is firmly higher. For the American Ag Network, I'm Richard Risvet with this market update. With traders apparently fully back from the holiday break, buyers have stepped back into the market with significant force as strong triple-digit gains are holding an all-cattle trade, and lean hog futures are able to trade $1 to $2 higher in nearby contracts through much of today. Now, the combination of losses last week and Monday in cattle and hog trade has moved price levels to or below support levels. This upward shift has stimulated many traders who have been waiting on the sidelines for buy signals to step back into the market. Now, it is uncertain just how much additional buyer activity is still left to uncover, as market direction remains unsettled at best. Cash cattle activity does remain quiet, with bids and asking prices still unavailable at this point. Now, the wild market swings over the past 2 days in futures trade could cause both sides to go back to the drawing board. Even though limited interest was seen yesterday, mandatory reporting reported light trade in several areas, $2 per hundredweight lower than last week's average. The wild swings in futures prices could create significant cash market shifts, and it could also very easily delay trade activity until the last half of this week. Box beef prices are lower, choice down 35 and select down 8 cents with a movement of 88 loads. We'll get a look at the livestock numbers next. You're listening to the American Ag Network.
Every day, our brave military men and women, along with their families, make tremendous sacrifices for our freedom. Patriotic Hearts, a nonprofit organization, is dedicated to supporting these heroes and their families in their times of need. By donating your unwanted card to Patriotic Hearts, you'll be supporting job transition and job fair programs, veteran entrepreneurship, counseling, and retreats for combat veterans and their spouses. Call 800-560-3870. You'll receive a tax deduction, and we'll arrange a free pickup at your convenience. Imagine the difference you can make in the lives of those who have given so much for our country. Your card donation will directly impact military families, veterans, providing them with the support they desperately need. Call 800-560-3870. You can become a part of something bigger. Join us in our mission to uplift and honor our military community. Call 800-560-3870 to donate your unwanted card.
Get a look at the livestock numbers. Live cattle December up 315 at 171.92. February up 412 at 172.95. April up 430 at 174.97. And the June live cattle, they're up 402 at 170.70. Feeders November down 73 at 228.64. January up 825 at 221.05. Lean hogs December up 105 at 68.92. February up 237 at 69.30. And the April lean hogs, they're up 160 at 75.22. The dollar sits at 102.8, with crude oil trading up about $1.50 at right around $76.50 a barrel. For the American Ag Network, I'm Richard Ristvet.
Weather and Ag in Focus on WDAY Radio.
Well, we might not have Dean Wysocki with us today, but we definitely still have the Screaming Goat. So y'all should feel right at home listening to Weather and Ag in Focus here today. Thank you for joining us. And remember, take the time to send in your nominations for the promotion between WDAY and Legacy Plumbing. We are committed to spreading warmth and love to a family in need. If you know someone who needs a new furnace, please go to our website, click on the Hot Links tab, and then nominate the family of your choice who is definitely in need of some help this holiday season. Those nominees would need to live in either Cass or Clay County, and the winner will be announced on Bonnie and Friends on Monday, December 18th. So you've got time to get your nominations in, but let's not lose sight of it. Let's get those done as soon as we can, because it's been great weather so far, Justin Storm. Thank you. That just may
You're
change.
welcome.
We just don't know. I'm giving you all the credit. And all the credit goes to the second Miss Agriculture USA from the state of North Dakota. I'd like to introduce our guest, Rose Wendal. Rose, how are you today? I think Rose is there. Oh, I will have to make sure.
We may have her line secure yet.
All right, I will have to go. I'm going to have to send her a quick message here to make sure we get her in on this. So, Justin, do you want to do just a quick recap of the weather for folks while I get that rolling for us?
Yeah, let's hit it really quick. Current temperatures here in Fargo are 31 degrees, a south wind now at 13 miles per hour. It will be bouncing around generally around 10 to 25 with the gusts, but there will be a few gusts that'll be stronger than that. Most of them will be found just west of the valley, upwards of 35 miles an hour, but pleasantly warm across the area. Temperatures are in the 30s to low 40s across the valley over into central North Dakota, and we'll top out right around 40 degrees here in Fargo. And for tonight, not too bad. Temperatures will stay above average, only at a low of 21 degrees, upper teens to mid-20s around the area, a little warmer over into Lakes Country tonight than in the valley. And for tomorrow, another nice day follows. It's partly cloudy with a little variety of cloud cover in the upper levels, so I expect a little of that sunshine to be filtered out throughout the day. But not too bad. Low to mid 40s again on Wednesday with lighter wind out of the west around 5 to 15. And our next little disturbance in the upper levels starts to pull into the area on Thursday. This will bring a slight chance for a few flurries or snow showers up in the northern valley, northwestern Minnesota. Really about the most I see falling out of that is maybe a half inch for a few people. Most of us will be in that trace amounts. And then down here in the southern valley, just a few flurries is what looks like will be around our area. But no real measurable snow systems in the foreseeable forecast outside of next Thursday. But that's just way too far out to really know exactly what's going to play out with it. But just a few minor chances for a few flurries or a little brief burst of snow Thursday as well as on Sunday. So all in all, not too bad of a forecast. Temperatures stay above average for almost the entire 7-day forecast period, which for today should be right around 32 degrees, Bridgette.
It looks like a great forecast. And let me also just remind folks, the forecast looks like it's not Christmas time, but yet it is. So if you are doing some Christmas shopping, don't forget to go to our WDAY website, because you can click on the Hot Links button and you can order one of the commemorative WDAY Steiger tractors. This tractor is a Steiger Cougar. It is a KM280. It is the 1/64th size scale. Also, it has duals as well as a 3-point hitch on it, and they are sequentially numbered. You can pick which is your favorite number of tractor to make sure it resides on your shelf, or give it to your favorite future farmer who might want to play with it. It does have the WDAY commemorative sticker on it, and it does have my signature, which I haven't decided if that wins or loses any value for us, Justin. We'll see which way that goes for folks.
It definitely has to add some value.
Well, I think, speaking of value, I think our guest Rose might be ready to join us today. So Rose Wendal, Miss Agriculture USA, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Fabulous. So glad we're having you join us today. So Rose, if I'm not mistaken, you're from the Lemoore, North Dakota area, correct?
Yes, I am.
So tell us a little bit about the operation that you grew up in.
Yeah, so me and my family, I grew up on a registered Angus operation, and then we also have a bull sale every year. And then just growing up in the 4-H and FFA lifestyle, got started with that really early, me and my brothers. And then that also flipped us into the livestock judging mode. Grew up competitively livestock judging 4-H and FFA with them, and being able to take national appearances with them, and then being able to take that knowledge that we learned from 4-H and FFA and being able to flip that on the operation side of things. My brothers both want to come back and farm, and I'll be studying on the egg communication side of things after my last year here at Wapton, and just seeing how we've grown up is turning over into our futures has just really been amazing.
Well, it sounds like you've had quite a few things that you can attribute to what you learned early on to what you're doing now. Any of those that you want to highlight? I mean, you've mentioned a kind of a broad category of all sorts of things, but what are some of those treasured moments in FFA or 4-H that brought you to what you're doing today?
Yeah, definitely. My brothers and I, we made up Lemore's livestock judging team, along with one other individual, and then we ended up winning state in 2021, and then being able to compete at the national level at the national contest. We ended up finishing 8th at nationals, and that was just an amazing experience, just getting to see the quality of livestock and all of that. It just really inspired us to be able to just be in an environment like that. I know my brothers and I were trying to snap pictures of the livestock after and talking about just how great and high quality they were. And now we've been showing goats and cattle, and that's been slowing down a little bit as we've been aging. We're all pretty close in age as far as siblings go. And then being able to turn around and put those things that we've seen from the national level onto our own operation. Like, we've been starting our own, the boys have been making their own goats that we have been showing, and then they've been turning into their own herd, and then just finding those standards and really building off of that.
So when you think about livestock judging, was there a favorite species? Were you more apt to enjoy judging beef cattle or anything else that you might have really thought this is my strong point?
We all went pretty back and forth. I think our safe spot was definitely beef because that's what we grew up around. Many livestock judges will tell you, that your background is probably your strong suit. Out of most everyone I've talked to, pigs tend to be the weak point, especially for me. If you look at a pig, I think they all look the same if you stare at them long enough, but definitely beef. Goats are a fun twist, but yeah.
How do you go about judging either beef, cattle, goats? What are you looking for? How do you judge, and how are they awarded points?
Of course. So what you get is you get to look at a class of four animals, and then they'll be numbered 1 through 4. And your goal is to find the structural correctnesses and weaknesses. So you're really studying a lot of elements of their phenotype, which being depth of body, length of body, width of body is a good place to start. And then you go and you examine, how they move, when you study their hocks and their ankles and just little nitpicks like that. And then you start to look at them as an overall animal. Are they pretty fronted? And if they offer that depth of body and that length and that width, how's that going to portray them compared to the rest? And then you start to write down, and then you place those animals 4, 2, 1, 3, and then you have to write down a set of reasons, memorize it, and then give it to a judge. And that is honestly where my public speaking came from, being able to give somebody your opinion, have it convince them that that's the way you place the class and that is why.
Okay, I love that explanation. That was awesome, by the way. Sorry, Justin. I'm just going to be looking at people's hocks now, their ankles.
We got to hit bottom of the hour news here quick, but I want to get one more in just since we're kind of on the topic of how you go about judging and rating these animals. A lot of our listeners don't have much involvement in agriculture at all, and a good handful of them don't have any sorts of either knowledge or experience when it comes to agriculture. So what would you say would be the point or the purpose in doing these showings for cattle? Is there something that you get out of it? Is it some degree or certificate that the animal gets that makes it more valuable? What's the point in doing these shows for all the different animals?
I would just say if you want to hop into agriculture, you can dive in nose deep. If you just look out in your community, pretty much anywhere, if you put out the interest in there that you want to start into animal agriculture, I think it's a great place to start. Being able to, first of all, if you're going to show, just create a relationship with that animal and the discipline and responsibility it takes to be able to halt or break and present an animal at any show, I think is something that is second to none as far as life skills. Being able to feed and care for an animal is a responsibility that I think a lot of people don't understand. And then when you get out and you think about if you want to get in the judging world, it's going to expand your knowledge not only on the animals, and it expands your knowledge of what you have as far as skill wise. You can stand in front of people, you can talk. I never would be where I am today without those skills. And then using that knowledge to become something that you're interested in. Am I going to go in and study, maybe not necessarily agriculture if I grow up, but if that's something I didn't have before, maybe it's something I have now and I will study in the future. And if not, just overall public speaking and being able to talk about the subject. It's very hard, especially these days, being able to back up what we represent, especially when there's a lot of, uncertainty about agriculture in the world we live in. And just being able to be a voice to constantly speak about those things and your upbringing, I think, are huge.
Awesome. Well, thanks for that. We're speaking with Rose Wendal, Miss Agriculture USA. If you want to join in on the conversation, feel free to give us a call on our Red Wing Shoes phone line. That's 701-293-9000, or you can reach us via email. That's weather@flagfamily.com, as well. Drop those comments over there on the live streams on Facebook and YouTube. We got to get caught up with local news, but when we return, we'll continue this conversation, and we'll be looking forward to hearing from you then. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
With Jiffy Lube Multicare, it's our job to make car care make sense. With personalized service reviews that swap the car talk for straight talk, so you know what your car is telling you and what to do about it. Where highly trained service technicians have your back, helping you take care of the small stuff before it becomes big stuff. Plus a full range of services from Pennzoil oil changes to tires, brakes, batteries, and more. We've got what your car needs, so you're ready for whatever's next. Putting you in the driver's seat of car care, that's a job for Jiffy.
Jiffy Lube, 620 Dakota Avenue, Wapaton.
Good afternoon, I'm Tom Tucker, WDAY News First. 2 Fargo residents are jailed on child pornography charges involving Snapchat. According to court documents, Tracy and Cameron Thomas are charged with felony possession of certain materials prohibited and for promoting a sexual performance by a minor. According to the incident report, Snapchat reported to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children on October 7th that a user had uploaded one image file depicting child pornography. Investigators tracked down the pair, leading to the execution of warrants and their arrests on November 22nd. Fargo City Auditor says nearly 700 absentee ballots have been sent out for the upcoming special election regarding the proposed $140 million Fargo Dome expansion. Steve Sprague says nearly 300 ballots have been returned. All absentee ballots must be postmarked no later than this coming Monday. The special election will be held Tuesday, December 5th. And Minnesotans can now comment on the final design suggestions for the new state flag and seal. The State Emblems Redesign Commission has posted the 6 flag designs and 5 seal designs on its webpage. Viewers can click on the link for each design and submit their comments. Tom Tucker, WDAY, and WDAYRadioNow.com.
Ho, 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 your Christmas shopping just got easier. WDAY commemorative Steiger Cougar tractor is now available. This is a 132nd size tractor, and you can get it just by calling Lamar's Toy Store at 712-546-4305. Your tractor is only one of 150 produced, and you can display a piece of local history with a Steiger Cougar on your shelf.
Be ready for the weather ahead with a new Chevy Equinox from Gateway Chevrolet. Gateway Chevrolet's lot is loaded with new Chevy Equinox. The Chevy Equinox offers exceptional performance, a large interior, advanced technology, and excellent fuel efficiency. Right now, get $4,000 off a Chevy Equinox with trade. That's right, $4,000 off on a new Chevy Equinox with trade at Gateway Chevrolet. Gateway Chevrolet. Find new roads. Details gatewayfargo.com. That's gatewayfargo.com.
Hi there, Teresa from the Fargo Red Wing Shoe Store. I'd like to thank you, the hardworking men and women, for supporting our small business, because we couldn't do it without you. So thank you to each and every one of you for helping us have this memorable year. It's been our pleasure to help you. If you've never worn Red Wing boots, stop in and see what we're all about at 3003 Main Avenue in Fargo. Red Wing Shoes for ultimate durability.
This is Weather and Ag in Focus with Bridgette Readel, Dustin Storm, and Dean Wysocki.
And welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus, where we are having a grand old visit with our guest today, and that is Rose Wendal. Rose is from Lemoore, North Dakota, and she is representing North Dakota as Miss Agriculture USA. And okay, Rose, how did that happen? How are you Miss Agriculture USA? How did you know about this contest? Tell us more.
All right, so it all started actually at the NDSU's Harvest Bowl last year. My parents got to meet the 2022 National Miss Agriculture USA, who is also from North Dakota. Shout out to Macy Weary. She's from Mott, North Dakota, and is a Dickinson State University attendee. And I actually ended up, after she met my parents, I was strongly encouraged to run for the state title, which I did end up doing. And then after serving my year as the North Dakota Miss Ag USA, I went to nationals over in Ohio, and I ended up winning somehow. But it was a great and amazing experience. And then just a lot of speaking, public speaking, interviews, formal wear, and then writing an essay too about your experience.
So what was your essay about? What did that encompass?
I think I want to say that it was like, what has your impact been on agriculture, and then what have you done to serve as your state queen title?
Okay. So when you go to this type of a competition, Rose, is there a lot of ways in which to prepare, or is it basically, this is exactly what I know, this is exactly who I am, and that's sort of how you do all your background work? Would that be the case?
Yeah, pretty much. I went in pretty blind. They do put some rules and regulations out there, but for the most part, yeah, it's just coming as yourself and being able to, give them the knowledge you have and just really prove that you have what it takes to represent the world in agriculture.
All right, so here's the exciting part. What are you going to be doing for your year as Miss Agriculture USA? What have you started doing? What have you learned?
So far, just getting my name out there, letting people know, who I am and who I'm representing. So far, a lot of parades, fairs, things like that. I just try to, make my face known. I'd like to go up and visit the farm rescue headquarters in Horace and, work with them a little bit. And then I think finding opportunities as they arise. It's really my job to reach out and make those first steps. So I'll definitely have to get outside of my comfort zone and, do some things I'm not entirely used to.
Wow. So if you're looking for places to basically represent agriculture, would it be fair that if people have upcoming meetings, just like you said, trade shows, etc., should they be letting you know so that you could be there to deliver that impactful message?
Yes. Please let me know. Please contact me. I would love to come. I would love to be a face. I would love to talk and meet new people. I'm really open to anything. I mean, I am a full-time college student, so take that with a grain of salt, but I'm willing for a lot of opportunities. So absolutely.
So all the things that you get to go and do and talk about, is there a particular favorite topic? Or do you have a kind of a set couple of different items that you want to bring up in any conversation, or does it vary? Kind of how do you prepare for the upcoming events you might be going to?
Yeah, definitely. I think my favorite thing to touch on is probably animal agriculture and just like what we represent as far as that, especially just because of my background. And I'm definitely a promoter of the 4-H and FFA and everything involving that. I have gained a lot of knowledge. I know a lot about those organizations. So just supporting those and encouraging, youth to join. Also, just, yeah, with the knowledge I have on the animal agriculture side of things and being involved in clubs like that, I feel pretty confident in answering a lot of questions that anyone may have, someone who's maybe not particularly super knowledgeable in that area, and just being able to, really separate the gap that we may have in those areas.
And
Go ahead, Justin.
I was wondering, when it comes to representing agriculture in different entities or groups, is there any form, I don't know if I guess you could call it representation for agriculture this way, but by trying to bridge the gap between agriculture, rural, and urban, anything like that, trying to increase the amount of communication between both sides, because there seems to just be a really big disconnect between urban and rural and how you'd go about that.
That's very true, and that's something that I've even found on my family's side of things. Our operation has partnered with another rancher family, and we created Dakota Angus beef, which is pretty much our own way of packing and supplying meat to pretty much anywhere we sell anywhere, a lot of places in the state, and being able to go to those Pride of Dakota shows and things like that, and just being able to share with everybody our product and what we represent and how that product is getting to their table, and really get rid of all of that misinformation or questions that they may have, and just really make them feel confident in the product that they're getting. And I think that has been a huge eye-opener for even me, and being able to go out and speak to people, just about that. The farmers, we want you to ask questions, we want to question, and we want to be that source of information for you. I feel like a lot of the time we can be dismissive because we're very protective of what we represent. And I think a big part of getting over that gap is being able to listen and turn those thoughts of uncertainty into thoughts of, oh, this is really how it is. And being able to listen and learn and then educate is just a huge part of our industry as a whole.
Well, I tell you what, from experience, Rose, start keeping a list of those questions and whatnot that people ask, because you never know when you're going to have to refer back to that. It's pretty amazing the things that you get a chance to touch on. And I think in your role, you're going to get to do that a lot, which I hope you do.
Absolutely.
So looking ahead, you're a college student right now. What's that going to entail? Future plans? I heard you say something about ag communications.
Yes, so I'm actually a student at North Dakota State College of Science in Wahpeton. I'm studying liberal arts as an ag transfer student, and we'll also taking some music classes on the side. And my goal is to transfer to the University of Wyoming, attend in the fall for ag communications and a minor in music. Also at the North Dakota State College of Science, I've been able to be on the volleyball team and in the choir and just really active in my community. And I think that, these are experiences I'm just super grateful for and proud to be a part of.
One thing, Rose, as a college student, you have lots of opportunity for social media, and you probably have more of it as Miss Agriculture. As you took on this role, were there any things that you were cautioned about when you're on your social media as far as sharing, or are you thinking it's pretty open-ended and my job here is to share what I know?
True, yeah. I did step back and think about that for a second, but then I also thought that, I need to be very open-ended and being able to answer, if there's any uncertainty in that way. So I have been pretty open on social media, especially, as far as questions go and things like that. And I'm rather open to that too. And the National Miss Agriculture USA organization actually has their own page where multiple queens of all ages will post state queens, national queens, just about anything. So if you ever want to take a look on there, there's multiple posts a day just about little things and little bits of information. Maybe you'll see me on there every once in a while, just, sharing things about queens all over the nation and what we know. I think I just made a post the other day about weaning calves and some of the things I learned from going on a class trip last week. And yeah, I'm able to post any little agriculture experience I have on there.
Right. And, you mentioned you're down at Wahpeton right now. You plan on heading out towards Wyoming. What about post-college? Any ideas or plans on what you want to do? I know life throws curveballs. Me and Bridgette didn't go to school to host a weather and ag show on the radio and on the internet, but weird things happen. But any plans or ambitions that you want to accomplish post-college with the education you're getting?
Absolutely. I think ag communications opens a lot of doors for a lot of interests I have. Catalog design and videography have been huge. I've just been making little projects on my own, and I've just really fell in love with it. In high school, me and a group of friends, we made a video documentary about the beef industry and how things have been changing. And we actually ended up finishing third at the national contest. We won like $700. It was awesome. And then I found out that I just fell in love with it. I take videos all the time, pictures, and I help design our yearly catalog for our sale, and that's something that really interests me. Also, what you guys do, and being a face, and if it's a talk show host or even something on Ag TV, I would love.
I'll let you know, and I'm probably speaking for Bridgette on this as well. Doing this has been an absolute blast, and you get to meet so many wonderful and talented people. It's just a really fun thing to come in every day and talk to someone brand new, whether it's in agriculture or some side branch that branches off and towards the urban aspect of agriculture as well. Bridgette, would you agree?
Well, I would. And today I've talked about anything from cranberry production in Wisconsin to New Holland's new great big combine to being right here at the South Dakota Cattlemen's Association meeting talking about beef animals. So you never know where your day, much less your road, might take you, Rose. So look, there's the sage advice from the two of us.
All right, Rose.
Well, been a pleasure.
It really has. And, we have a lot of listeners out there across the Fargo area and the greater area beyond. If there's a group or an agency that maybe is thinking, hey, maybe I want to get in contact with Rose and have her come to a convention, or we're having something going on, what's a good way for people to find some contact information to give you that information?
Yeah, absolutely. You guys can contact me. My number is 701-709-0998. Very easy to remember, I think. I hope I can, at least. And then shoot me an email, rose.wendal@ndus.edu. I'm in the North Dakota University system. Or my Facebook. Shoot me my a Facebook Messenger. That's how I got a hold of you guys, and that was awesome. I'm always a looker on social media. So anyway, you can give my parents a call if you know them too. They always want the best for me. So yeah, any way to contact me, I'd be open for anything.
Well, that's awesome. Thanks very much for joining us, Rose.
And thank you guys.
Right.
It's been a pleasure.
No problem. When we come back, we have another check on the forecast. We have 2 more ag topics we need to get to. And of course, any questions that you may have, Red Wing Shoes phone line is open, 701-293-9000. Email to the program, weather or ag @flagfamily.com. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
To all the generous supporters of the Perry Center, your presence at our annual fall fundraiser made an incredible difference. We not only met, but exceeded our goal thanks to your generosity. Your contributions help provide a loving home for expectant moms and their babies at the Perry Center. For those who couldn't attend, you can still be a part of our mission. Visit perrycenter.org. That's perrycenter.org. The Perry Center, a loving home for expectant moms. Thank you.
Oh, can you imagine a stress-free Sunday with family, friends, fun, and food? You can have it when you make Barron's your new Sunday brunch headquarters. Experience a brunch like nowhere else. Your kids will love the customizable waffle bar, fresh scrambled eggs, thick cut bacon, and much more. Plus, while Mama sips on a mimosa, You can wear out the kids in the arcade at Kingpin's.
For a stress-free Sunday, mention My Brunch Headquarters and receive 20% off brunch at Barron's. Make your Sunday stress-free, filled with great food, no cleanup, and most importantly, where family, friends, fun, and food come together for brunch at Barron's. Go to brunchatbarons.com. Again, brunch at BARONS.com. And don't forget to mention My Brunch Headquarters for 20% off and experience your stress-free Sunday at brunchatbarons.com.
Brunch at Barron's, located inside Kingpin's off I-29 and 52nd Avenue South in Fargo.
Do you have questions about your Medicare plan? With open enrollment running from October 15th to December 7th, Bell Insurance has agents available to walk you through your options. Call Jade Whitty and Christina Schultz today. 800-369-2501. We do not offer every plan available in your area. Currently, we represent 10 organizations which offer 50 products in your area. Contact Medicare.gov, 1-800-MEDICARE, or your local state health insurance program to get more information on all your options.
It's about tradition, values, and family ties. Pucklet Chevrolet GMC's tradition of giving back to our community remains a priority, and that's why we've partnered with many local nonprofit organizations and events. And our tradition of giving this community a fair and honest offer continues. This month, save nearly $7,000 on select new 2024 Chevy Silverado 1500s. We're Pucklet Chevrolet GMC in Valley City. Tradition, values, and family ties.
See dealer for details.
Well, it's that time of year again, and just like winter arriving every year, you can rely on Dave's Tire for all your car repair needs. Dave's West Fargo Tire and Service is here to help you with everything from oil changes and tires to brake repair, check engine lights, and no-start situations. We look forward to helping you with whatever your vehicle needs. Give us a call at 277-8618 or stop by and see us at 1225 Main Avenue East in West Fargo. Your car will be glad you did.
Get ready for a heartwarming experience with Legacy Plumbing and Heating. At Legacy, our mission is simple: to provide the best plumbing and heating experience in town, while also being dedicated to serving our community.
You can make a difference today by nominating a family in need for a brand new furnace thanks to Legacy Plumbing and Heating with the Warm Heart, Warm Home Initiative. Visit WDAYradionow.com today and nominate someone in need.
Remember, life flows better with Legacy. Join us in spreading warmth and love this season of giving.
Weather and Ag in Focus on WDAY Radio.
And welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. Thanks for rejoining us. It's 1:52 on this sunny Tuesday afternoon. We got another check on that forecast coming up here in just a moment. But why don't we get an update from Bridgette? Bridgette, what's coming up next after the show down there at the Cattlemen's Association in South Dakota?
Oh, they've got a number of things happening this afternoon. So first of all, it's like their Cattlemen's Education Seminar. I think I said that right. And so they've got some panel discussions that are currently happening. So I hate to tell you this, but as soon as we're done, I'm going there to take some notes. And then tomorrow they have a keynote speaker coming in from Ohio, and he's someone that I know from Twitter. And he's going to be his name is Glenn Newcomer. He's going to be talking about what it's like to kind of build that group of resources around you that you might need, how to have that advisory board that'll help us make good decisions for your farming operation. Maybe we all need a little bit of that. So yes, I think that this show is going very, very well. Thanks for the sunshine. Everybody here is happy to see it. Because if you remember a year ago, I got to spend a lot of time at this show that I wasn't expecting.
That was the 3-day blizzard.
Yeah, it was more like 5. Thank you.
Now.
So
did you see my face completely perk up when it clicked? I'm like,
yes.
Last year,
Yep.
you were trapped in South Dakota for 3 days. That's right.
For like 6, but who's counting? So yes, it was 3 extra days. 3 extra days, let's say that. So it's going great.
Man.
And we're kind of past the Thanksgiving holiday, and I've been waiting to talk about this story because we associate cranberries with Thanksgiving. Sometimes they still show up at Christmas because who doesn't love them? But cranberries are actually one of these cool little crops that we don't think about a whole lot. I have a cranberry grower who's going to be joining you and I on air very soon. And she raises cranberries over in Minnesota. But a little background first. Corn got cultivated 5,500 years ago and was domesticated. But Cranberries, by contrast, have only been used for about 200 years. They're actually considered high protein, and a number of the Native American tribes use them as a protein source many, many times. It's a plant that self-pollinates. Maybe we didn't know that. And we often laugh about, cranberry bogs and little berries floating in the water. Well, those cranberries have 4 air pockets. And that's on purpose, because when they want to go find a new home, so to speak, the cranberries float on water until they find a place that they decide they want to germinate. So it's really a biological role to have those little air chambers in them. And it's pretty neat
cool.
to know that their genetics are available for research. Right now, researchers are developing molecular markers. That's a tool to determine where a certain gene or sequence might go within a genome. And cranberries are one of the crops that are easiest to work with. So cranberries not only grace your Thanksgiving Day table, but they're a research item and provide you with plenty of protein. So scarf up a handful. They're worth your time. How's that?
Very, very cool. And I got to ask you, because we just came off of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Fresh cranberries or straight out of the can? Like not even cut up, just a leaning can.
So I was kind of lazy this year. I like fresh cranberries, but I knocked over the leaning tower so I could take my scoopful out of the can formation, because it's okay to have cranberries like that, I think. Maybe it's just me.
Yes, the
How about you?
can is just a tradition at this point, and we had a can of cranberries as well.
See, it's just making everybody smile. The more I bet people are driving down the road right now, or some of our listeners, and I bet you are smiling and giggling, thinking, yeah, I had a can of cranberries too.
Except I sliced mine up into slices. I didn't just scoop
man.
it out of the can.
All fancy.
Let's
Goodness.
see. We got
So,
about 2 minutes
also-
left in the show. I was going to say, do you want to
Well,
hit
next
on that
week-
soil management summit quick?
I do, because this is the time of the year where we have lots of educational opportunities going on for not only our growers, but all those involved in agriculture. And so coming up very soon, December 7th and 8th in Alexandria, Minnesota, is the annual Soil Management Summit. This is the longest running farmer-oriented event, and it's dedicated to practical management decisions. If you want to talk about no-till, minimum till, how to incorporate cover crops into your farm, where that might work or where that might not work. We are indeed going to see folks from the University of Minnesota host that event. You are welcome to sign up and register for it. If you're curious and you're looking for more information, just email me, ag@flagfamily.com. I'll send you the link and get you all set up to attend that down at Alex.
Sounds great. And let's do a quick check on the forecast and then wrap up the show here. It's 35 degrees right now outside Fargo. South winds at 12 miles per hour. A little breezier out west of the valley. Gusts to about 30 right now. That's going to continue, so it will be a breezy, but generally winds will be lightening up throughout the day. Lots of sunshine. We'll top out in the upper 30s to low 40s today, right around 41 here in Fargo, and then cool things down to 21 for tonight under clear skies and lighter winds. And a subtle breeze remains for tomorrow out of the west around 5 to 15. It'll be partly cloudy with temperatures in the low to mid 40s before mid 30s on Thursday. A few flakes, a quick burst of snow will be possible. I don't really foresee any real accumulation out of that, except for maybe a few spots that get a light dusting, and those will be found more north and northwest of Fargo. We'll dry things out for Friday. We're still in the mid 30s before upper 30s and possibly even a few more low 40s over the weekend, with another slight chance for a few bursts of snow on Sunday, but again, it doesn't look like a very big deal. That'll wrap it up for us here on Weather and Ag in Focus today. We appreciate you listening, the questions via email and comments, and we'll be back tomorrow. And yes, Dean will be as well, so we'll be looking forward to seeing him as well as you right back here tomorrow. Have a great rest of the day. The Jay Thomas Show is next.
Are you suffering from neuropathy,